Alrighty, folks, we are back at it. This time we're talking about pretty much one of the OG books, Horus Rising, the first book of the Horus Heresy. Okay, and so this actually takes place in 30K, I believe.
Yep.
Um, uh, which at the time, so it's just mostly centers around the Lunar Wolves, which had like a nice, like kind of like a white color scheme, with like a gold trim at the Eye of Horus. I just
A,
looks a
a
little more
little bit of
grayish.
a gray,
Yeah,
kind of a gray, kind of like a Fenrisian gray,
yeah.
but maybe a little bit lighter.
It's funny, like the guy on the right there, with the long hair, pointing the sword. He's like,
I know he's got
he,
like I. He's like, I can't believe we're doing this, brothers. Let's fucking go.
like he looks like that guy who just loves going to the Ren Fair. And
You know what kind of reminds me of?
hmm,
Um, I don't know if you've seen it, but if not, I'll have to see the video. But there's a guy who goes to different cons and everything, and he does the dark room little quote unquote game with the
yeah,
whole audience and everything. He's like, you awake, to find yourself in a dark, dark room. Pick an option, and he has like 4 options. It's like a live action video game, quote unquote, in his words and everything. He kind of reminds me of him a little bit.
this, uh,
I'll have to show you the video after this.
also he does kind of look like that one CEO of Blizzard. um, anyways, so Horus Rise, first novel of the Horus Heresy was series by Dan Abnett. Which I believe Dan, he's kind of like one of the top Warhammer writers. Like he definitely gets it.
He's one of the big ones.
Yeah. Also, the Horus Heresy, it being like 75 books long, it's not written by the same author, folks. They take
No,
turn.
it's ran by a bunch of different authors.
Yeah. Which kind of makes me wonder how they stay so cohesive.
I
But
think what they do is when one book is finished, they send it to the next author and let them read it and just kind of then give them a Cliff's Notes version of all the big events that happened prior. I'm guessing. I don't know.
mm, let's see here. But yeah, it started the galaxy span civil war as the beloved war master Horus Lupercal begins his tragic descent into the rebellion against the Emperor of Mankind.
Yep.
Stories told from the perspective of Garfield Loken, a loyal Space Marine captain of the Lunar Wolves Legion. Alright, now first start of Horus. So technically Emperor's favorite son, allegedly. Um, and originally wasn't one of the first ones that was found in the Great Crusade.
I
And
believe he was the first one, right?
supposedly one of the Alpha Centaur twins was found, but it was kept hidden.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I heard
as
that was a theory. Like
yeah,
Alpha, Alpharius, and
yeah,
Omega
Farias, that's what.
they were still on Terra.
Yeah, so yeah, one of them was like stuck. Was on Terra, and but didn't find like Omega until much later. Um, and but yeah, Horus. They not only was he like one of the first found, but they just clicked. See, there was the two connects to the head again. Um,
Yep.
now Horus, he's a big slab of beef apparently, and that's gotta be like Terminator plate armor because they got like the
It is.
dome.
It's Terminator plate.
Yeah, which is thicker than Space Marine armor. And uh, yeah, it's like if when your power armor is not big enough, and
Right.
so they're a little bit slower, but they have some firepower. They can throw down. Like Abaddon, he also rocks the Terminator plate, and he moves fucking fast. Um, and yeah, he's also got the big shock ball. It's got his main melee, but he also got the claw of Horus.
Yep.
And that's a lot of fur he's rocking too. And I also noticed the double or triple bullet belt to his freaking Stormbolter.
Yeah. Well, that Stormbolter is attached to the Claw of Horus.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
so yeah, Horus Emperor basically they were doing good. It's like he found all his sons and the ones he wants you to know about anyway. And they're making progress and just taking back the universe. And Emperor's like, okay, you know what? I think we're in a good place for me to go back home and work on some projects. Son, you got this, right? All right, bye. Yeah, no, don't want to talk about it. Bye, bye, peace. And so Horus kind of like, what the hell? Yeah, like
Yeah.
so there's a lot of mystery, like why did Dad just abandon this crusade? And then there's also the discourse of why did Horus get picked to be the leader? You know, like,
Yeah.
shit, when you got like 17 to 19 brothers, you know, there's gonna be some discussions. Um,
Some jimmies are going to get rustled.
yeah, funny how like Gilliman and Dorn were like totally okay with that choice.
I
Um,
know, and Jagatai Khan was not with it apparently.
yeah. Let's see here. Like some people are like, oh, Sanguinius should have been it, but Sanguinius he didn't really do good without pressure. Um, it's like when you think about it, honestly, the ideal other person to be, or yeah, the ideal person who probably be the War Master is Lionel. Yeah, he would have embraced
I,
that fucking role with open arms.
as much as I hate to admit it, he would have embraced it.
Yeah,
Sanguinius, he, like you said, not. I mean, he did good under pressure to a point,
yeah,
but then because he was probably the next to Vulcan, probably one of the kindest Primarchs.
yeah,
But as far as a warrior, none of his other brothers could top him. Not even Lehman. And Lehman was once talking to Garviel about which of his brothers could he kill. And he's like, during the Crusade in the old days, I could kill all of them except maybe Sanguinius or Conrad because Conrad is crazy. But he's like, everybody else, I'm pretty sure I could kill them.
yeah. Yeah, and
But
right here
yeah,
we're gonna get
it's
into a
just,
lot of Conrad shenanigans in the future.
oh yeah, Conrad was a fuckhead.
Yeah. Man, it's like, I think at one point you got like three of the good guy Primarchs just trying to chase his ass down, and like good on him for just outpacing three other Primarchs, you know. But
Right?
yeah. So Horus, big son of beef, and not only, but he's also pretty good at the tactics, good with diplomacy. Um, and off the back of the day, he kind of preferred to talk first and fight later. Um, and
I do remember a story where there was a guardsman captain. It was either a captain or it wasn't a general, but he was kind of a lower high, like a middle to high ranking officer.
yeah,
And he did not, the captain or the character did not want to give Horus an order. And Horus, is basically, acting, kind to this mortal, which, was kind of unprecedented. But like before he got corrupted, from what I've seen on different stories of Horus, he was like, as far as the kindness to the humans, like to the standard humans,
yeah.
Vulcan, Sanguinius, and Horus for the longest time were the top three.
Yeah, and you'll basically see throughout, especially the first book, that like a horse is extremely patient.
Oh,
And
very patient.
yeah. And so and also with this book too, you do kind of get this is definitely a good. What's where I say the book kind of assume it's like the first book. It kind of assumes you know a bit about Warhammer.
Mm,
Although I think it's kind of like a good introductory because like you get some civilians' points of views as they're like, so you got like a lot of civvies on like the warships and stuff.
yeah.
Especially like basically their version of journalists called remembrancers. Um,
Yep.
and there's also basically a lot of discourse where like the imperial guys be like, well, they're not humans, so they should be killed and subjugated and stuff. Like humanity comes first. The emperor. That's what the emperor says. You gotta obey him. So they really try to hammer home the xenophobia.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's our way. What the hell?
Well, I
why
mean,
are you
to be
doing it?
fair,
Yeah,
when all the at the time, this is way before the Tau were introduced.
yeah,
When all the Xenos are just wanting to fight and kill you, you kind of have to adopt a kill or be killed philosophy.
yeah. It's like cause they're on this great crusade. They're other planets. So it's like because this culture clash, and because like I said, some parties are more patient and like just join, join the Imperium, and we'll enroll you in, tell you about the ties and stuff. Like, oh, you want to resist? Okay, then we gotta bring you into compliance. Like, oh, you're friends with Xenos as your neighbors. That's not good. Here's why. So, basically, a lot of the inner workings on how the Greater Imperium work get covered here and debated. Uh, and let's see here, and as well as we got kind of like our main character. Like it was so if anyone ever asked, like, is there like a main protagonist for Warhammer? Technically, no, because there's so much to go about. Like you can kind of argue because Gilman is as a protagonist, but he's like that the main protagonist,
Yeah.
as such as like Abaddon, he's an antagonist, but he's not the main. Um, and you kind
It's
of argue,
basically, if you're wanting a protagonist, like a main protagonist,
yeah.
your best bet is find a story, find any book, and that book will have a main protagonist and antagonist, and they'll either be a key player of the galaxy or just some nameless nobody that's on some planet.
Now,
Like there's no like main protagonist or antagonist in the grand scheme of 40K.
Now, if anyone ever, usually, for conversation, like if there ever was a main antagonist, it's usually that honor falls to Garvey Loken, um, who
Yep.
who is kind of like this is his book, I would say, and he essentially in the aftermath of a particular battle, because apparently one of the let's see here. They encountered human ruled by a safe proclaimed emperor. Diplomatic attempts fall, and when a captain, Hasur Serjanus, it gets murdered, Horus gets really struck with grief, so he's like, let's fucking kill him. So I did bring the world into compliance, but yeah, he, Kario Loken, for his exceptional duty, he gets accepted into the Mournival, which is kind of like a built-in advisory council of 4 captains who serve as, quote, the conscience of the Legion and Council Horus. Which,
Yep.
I imagine that's kind of her, but that's gotta be like a big fucking deal.
Oh yeah.
And, let's see.
It's like this is like a position right under Dad.
Yeah, and in fact, like, oh, we actually get to, give Horus a piece of our mind and stuff, because, uh, and there's an image of them. Garvey Loki, I think he's the one on the far left, because he's got, like,
No, Garfield is the one kneeling.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause basically he's got the blonde hair. This one's AI, yeah, that's generally what he kind of looks like. Kind of like old school, like a early, like a '90s macho haircut, But he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's known for his integrity and questioning nature, and to instance to offer like a more balancing voice to the more aggressive members like Ezekiel Abaddon.
I'll never get over Abaddon's first name.
Hey Zeke. Ezekiel.
Also,
Yeah.
this that first picture of the group and everything.
Yeah.
I'll never get over the guy on the far right. I'll never get over that dad hair and dad stash.
Yeah. Kind of looks like fucking.
It is so out of place.
Yeah, it's like the dude from Invincible. Yeah.
Yeah, Omni-Man.
Omni-Man. Yeah.
Like that is so out of place. Anytime I see that picture, my mind instantly goes to him. It's like, you don't belong. I don't like this. This shouldn't be here. It's weird. It's like the only Space Marines you see with facial hair are from the Wolves. And this guy's rocking a full porn stash, and I'm like,
yeah.
I can't take this man seriously.
Like, I didn't know Mike Haggart served.
When did Mike Haggard become a fucking member of the Astartes? Why do I hear 1980s porn music anytime this man walks into a room?
Yeah.
Oh, God. This is what happens when you give a couple people with ADHD a fucking podcast. And the bad thing is that we're infinitely worse with when I'm on the morons.
Oh, geez, I got to tune in for another one of those.
Oh, it's nothing but pure chaos.
Yeah. So we got but there's also like Torgadon, who's kind of like a he's the jokester of the group. And then there's one who's also referred to as like Little Horus, just because he looks like a smaller, shorter version of Horus. Yeah, him bold. Um,
Yeah.
and so and if I recall, but yeah, this one it's a weird scene because my first introduction to Upheal's first introduction to Abaddon is like he's like the big bad of the chaos, and so it's
Yeah.
weird seeing him back in like pretty much his temp job, like
Yep.
he's just one not only is he on a good guy's side, but he's on a team, and he's freaking and well, of course he's a little difficult to get along with, like and I think he throws down like Loken and like the training simulators, and I can't recall if it's this book, uh but what's his name from the Emperor's Children,
Lucius?
yeah, I can't remember if it's this book, but essentially Lucius is like it's in one of the first three. But Lucius, he's like kind of like this, like pawning the training dummies and servitors and stuff, and he's like he wants a challenge because he's boasting, because it's Lucius,
Yeah.
he's peacocking, and so Loki's like, all right, well, let's go, and then Loki just fucking throws a jab and breaks
Bodies
his
him.
nose, He's like, it's
I
supposed to be a
can't remember
sword
which-
fight, you oaf.
I can't remember which fucking. I think it was a joke. It was like some Lucius wanting to have a fight with somebody, and or someone was wanting to have a fight with Lucius and everything, and they're talking to some Emperor's children about, oh, I want to fight Lucius, and they're like, I heard he's the best swordsman in the entire galaxy, and one of the Emperor's children is like, Lucius, he's not even the best swordsman in our chapter.
Ugh.
I was just like, damn! Like the fucking Friday, damn!
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell! I didn't think they'd throw him that under the bus, but then I remembered, oh yeah, the Emperor's children hate Lucius.
It's just sick burn, bro. Oh man. So yeah, like the third book, that's definitely a Lucius book. We'll definitely get into him, but yeah, like definitely gets his nose broken because cheap shot by Loken. And,
Fucking deserved.
Like, hey, there's no such thing as a fair fight, Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm getting into a fight, I'm punching dick. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm walking away from this fight. I don't care if people are like, well, you shouldn't have done that. It's not fair. I don't give a damn. I'm walking away, aren't I? That guy's on the ground. I don't fight fair. I fight for keeps, motherfucker.
Yeah, because like I'm 5'2", so I always had to fight dirty. At this day.
I keep on forgetting how short you are.
Oh yeah, I'm only 4 inches taller than Iron Mouse. So,
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. So yeah, and I was thinking back, like I actually never lost a fight. Not a one-on-one fight anyway. I've been knocked out 3 times, but they're all like brawls.
Yeah, you've mentioned those to me before.
Yeah. Been knocked out by electric fence, a baseball bat, and a girl. Yeah, all of them interesting stories.
You told me about the baseball bat and the electric fence. You didn't tell me about the girl, but you'll have to tell me that one later on.
Okay. But so, anyways, but yeah, there's no such thing as a fair fight. Because, like I said, I would throw dirt in your eyes. I would stomp your ankle, foot, or kneecap. So
Yep.
Yeah, bring it down to my height. Everyone expects a punch in the face, but go for the stomach first. My advice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I guess I have a titanium head because everyone who's trying to headbutt me just hurts themselves. So
you got the Wolverine dome.
Yeah. Oh man, like the Goku head. Oh man. So Loken, he definitely he has a couple good there's a lot of good like horror scenes too. He definitely gives this presence about him.
Yeah.
And it's funny too. It's like because this was my first time experiencing Sanguinius as well, very first time. So I didn't even know what he looked like. So I kind of pictured like an old man in my head when at the time.
And then you actually see Sanguinius, you're like, oh fuck, he's hot.
Yeah, like, oh, I was way off. And then, so yeah, this is definitely one of my first books ever. I think right after the Red and Black book.
Yeah.
So I didn't have too much reference at the time. And so on top of the whole, and then so the kind of the first like scary incident happens where like they're like flying into some planet, under a crusade, and you just start hearing like this weird whisper on like their comms, you know, and stuff like like talk about Samus, like Samus is coming, Samus is deaf, I am Samus. Like Metroid? No, I was scared. I want to make that joke. Um, but basically, like this was their very first exposure to a warp demon.
Really?
Yeah. So, and think about this: the Space Marines have never encountered a single warp demon at this point. So they're like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?" Like Loki's like guys that like turn off the can or check that channel. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah, because this the air and actually, I'll send you a picture of Samus here. Not any big pictures, but he kind of looks like your typical devil demon. Um, and
It looks kind of like a hound mixed with like a really early bloodletter.
Yeah, that's a picture of Smitty. And so he actually doesn't. I don't think he makes an actual appearance himself, but essentially, during like the combat, a fellow Marine gets possessed and by a demonic entity, yeah, by Samus, and looks like what the fuck's going on? And basically, he has to 1v1 this now possessed demon Marine. Never encountered this before, and so they take him out and. Essentially, this kind of shatters Logan's belief in the imperial truth, which denies the existence of the supernatural, and exposes the Legion to the reality of chaos. Um,
Yep.
he does have kind of a talk to Horus, and he's like, I don't know what my dad's up to, but I believe it's something to do with the warp, and so Horus is kind of speculating, but he's also like, hey, just chill, you fall in line, keep us under wraps for now. But yeah, Loken, he's kind of now shook. It's like something's not holding up here. Yeah, something right. And then basically, kind of like the halfway point of the book, they come across a new planet, aptly named Murder. Although I think it was this guy, it was given like Planet 97243, some random number, but I did find out the planet's called Murder later on. And so they're cruising around in the cornfield, and if you ever played StarCraft, essentially it's filled with these Zerg like kind of like Tyranid like insect creatures. So really good art of them. Like I was saying, I can find his disc. Like yeah, it's a Terra Zerg. Because they would just like sprout up from the ground and just with their mandibles they would just slice right through the ceramite of these Space Marines, and and so they posed a pretty thick threat. Let's see here. Yeah, that's very small image, but folks, but that's like really all you can find. You try to look up the what's the name here?
It looks like an early Dean Steel.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I can't recall the name, but but look up like the Planet Murder. Where's the fit the screen? There we go. But yeah, so essentially like a whole like second act, like a good chunk of the story is them trying to fight these things. If they're like just if they're not just like just cutting like Marines in half, they're just like abducting them and flying them to like a big old tree and like piercing them on like spikes, I guess for harvest or something. And so they kind of like blow it up. And they're like, okay, we gotta take this planet. And I guess like I think Horus was kind of going for all these doubts, like the demon coming and you lose one of his friends and stuff. So this was kind of healthy, quote healthy distraction for him because he kind of like lands on the planet, like, all right, we're taking back this planet, crusade time. So they kind of like quickly like montage over them, like put it on a war for X amount of days and stuff, and essentially finally the owners of the planet like stop by. And they're like, So this planet is actually a quarantine planet where we're just basically we put all these death bugs here, and just like, and that's a signal you kind of you've been hearing at least on the radio. It translates to "Don't come here." It's a death world, you know.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's like, you know, when you Horus just kind of like just like stomped through this person's yard and destroyed everything there. Got like half like a whole ton of his guys killed. And he's like, "Oh, oops, we didn't even have to get involved," you know, sort of say, you know, like, he's probably just doing his job. Like, okay, we're gonna liberate this planet, take it for the Imperium. But it's like it's just a bunch of death bugs. There's no infrastructure here, you know. It's like you kind of wasted your time essentially. Um,
Yep.
and also, yeah, because yeah, I believe this was when the Lucius incident happened because when things were going a little grim for the Sons of Horus. Oh, that's right. So yeah, they were called the Sons Lunar Wolves at first, but then when Horus got the promotion, like, you should call them the Sons of Horus. It's kind of not sure if it was the Emperor's complete his idea or it's Horus's idea when he got promoted. But he eventually changed the color scheme from white to I think a green, and gold.
Yeah, it was like green for the main color and gold for the trim and the accents and everything. Yeah, it was definitely a big change.
Yeah, and so not only did Horus Neasley got, you know, a good chunk of his force killed, but before they get land with the reinforcements when the bugs had him, that's when the Emperor's children kind of swooped in, and they helped them out, and they just also had a couple budding rivalries because you know, they're more practical. These guys are fancy dancy, hoity-toity, and so yeah, there was just like a kind of like a rivalry going on, like a tedious alliance between the Emperor's children and the Sons of Horus. But yeah, after Horus finally lands on makes planet fall, and a montage, go to war with the bugs here. That's when the Interrex show up, and they're like, "Y'all, this was just a quarantine death world." But hey, hello, we're the Interrex, which not too much art on them. It's like but they kind of got like a nice. It kind of looks like the Gray Knights if you're a little slimmed down. But yeah, kind of like a very basic like a steampunk cyberpunk mitts.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Well, let's just say they don't last long. But and there's allegedly rumors that they're making a comeback, might become a new playable army. Cause so they or starts trying to do the diplomat saying, but essentially it's a advanced. It's a human civilization too, for the most part. And they have their own type of technology and their own, you know, society. But they also they're like, hey, you take your helmets off, and then a lot of Marines are stunned when they see like blue dwarves and stuff. Like oh, they're friendly with Xenos. And like, are we cool with this Horus? He's like, let's just you know be diplomatic for now, you know. And so
Yep.
they go towards their home planets. Yeah, I think they even with like without their power armor on and stuff. And they have some diplomatic talks. And that's when they start warning like, hey, you gotta be worried about this thing called chaos. And they're like, chaos? You know, I was like, what? And so it's kind of the fact that they had to hear from chaos from a random planet instead of the emperor himself. 'Cause that's one of the problems too. Like Emperor should just, you know, told them about the existence of chaos. Um,
Yeah.
uh, and things are tense, but they're, you know, Horse. I mean, yeah, Horse is keeping it going. And then suddenly, one of their most prized, Interex's most prized possessions gets stolen. A particular sword, uh, called the Aphamane, which is technically a chaos sword.
Huh.
And yeah, there was this it was taken by this really cool guy named Erebus.
Tuh.
Um, and also look how fucking smug he looks in this particular picture here.
I know. Oh god, I just want to punch him right in the throat.
Yeah, who is like allegedly like one of the most hated characters in all of Warhammer 40k. Um,
He's not as hated as one other character that I'm familiar with.
oh, okay.
like Erebus is a character that is designed to be that you love to hate him, but um, and fans of the first Space Marine game are going to know who I'm talking about. But apparently, the most hated character in 40K is
Okay.
Leandros.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, he'd be up there. But yeah, like and I actually did like look at lore for Erebus, and essentially his whole deal is that he wants power, but he doesn't want to earn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just wants to give it to him.
Yeah. And essentially, like this is the guy who literally kind of like started the whole pretty much everything. Got chaos rolling into motion, um, and he pulled the first strings. And so yeah, and like it's funny too is how the chaos gods don't see him as their guy. You know, it's like oh thank you for turning the world eaters over to us. Hey Angron, Corn, yeah Karn. Yeah you're a guy. And stuff like that. Um. He's ever becomes a chaos champion or nothing like that. He doesn't get the recognition he thinks he deserves after getting the whole fucking heresy started. Um,
Yep.
but but yeah, because like there's a scene where like Loken's just like he's just walking about, just talking with one of the diplomats at the Interrex, and he gets like some Interrex gets someone else calmed and pulls his gun. Loki, like the fuck's going on? And yeah, it turns out Erebus stole her prize sword, and then shit just breaks down, and they and the literally the book kind of ends. Like the final words was like Horus is like not like this. He's just kind of upset that the whole thing just broke down, and now they're fighting again.
Yep.
And so definitely leaves on a to be continued type of note. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the start of Horus Rising. But yeah, all in all, pretty good story. Yeah,
Yeah, from what I've read about it, or from what I've heard about the Horse Rising book, there is some things that happens a fair amount, but it's mainly more world setting than
yeah,
anything else.
uh huh. Oh boy, and so but yeah, that concludes our first I guess double recording of the of what Warhammer Universe Theatre. Uh,
What?
what? And so yeah, to the next time where episode 2, which I call False Gods and Devastation, where we'll be covering book 2 of the Horus Heresy, False Gods. The gods be falsy. And we'll be starting on the the Conquest of the Space Marines series, which is a collection of different Space Marine tales, and the first one is called The Devastation of Baal, and starring good old Dante and the Blood Angels. And so in case anyone kind of wants to book club it and read along, um, and I heard like we were told like Devastation of Baal is one of the best books. I thought it was pretty decent. At the time I was still like pretty fresh on the Warhammer lore, but now looking back on it, yeah, that's a pretty good book. A lot of big shit happens. So
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that book.
yeah, so yeah, we'll catch y'all next recording, and love yous.
Y'all take care now.